was held and lost amazingly. He's coming back now off a loss. And Lupe Aquino is a man with a bit of a mysterious background lately in terms of his ring career. Certainly his loss to Gianfranco Rossi in Perugia on October 2nd surprised a great many because he was the favorite there coming in at odds of 3-1. And then you have Donald Curry, devastated by the knockout loss by Mike McCallum, a fight in which many thought he was ahead until he got flat-footed, got knocked out by McCallum. His second big loss, the other, of course, was to Lloyd Hannigan the previous year. So, did he regain the skills and come back? We'll find out. It is scheduled for 12 rounds. Larry O'Connell from London, England, is the referee.
You talked about all that's at stake here for Curry and for Aquino. Aquino wants to get off the kickside. He wants a slugging match. Donald Curry would like to use his skills, work his way inside with the jab, and show some quick speed that he hasn't shown in recent fights.
There is a new maturity, or certainly a growth. More. He's very serious, more so, about his job than he has been in the past. He said, perhaps I was too eager for early knockouts. Now I know I have skills. I want to get them back and show them and work my way to victory.
Well, it's all on the line right now for Curry. And for Lupe Aquino, after showing Rossi, as I said, very important for him to do well tonight as well. Now, there on the inside, Curry needs to work. Aquino's not a great inside fighter. He doesn't like to work on the inside. His punches at long range are more devastating.
Well, these men have either held or do hold this championship. It's been a round robin among the four principals in our main events tonight. Of course, the championship bout still to come, Thomas and Rossi. But Curry has been there as a world welterweight champion. Thomas won the super welterweight title and then lost it right again. So Gianfranco Rossi now is in the spotlight, having beaten Aquino. Around and around they go, but four very skilled fighters, as you said, with only 9 losses among them.
And in boxing, those losses get magnified. In this bout, there will be a standing 8 count in effect, and there's a 3 knockdown rule also in effect. And the fighters cannot be saved by the bell except in the last round. 10-point scoring system, and a referee can stop it at any time. Or the ring physician can stop it at any time.
Right. A good solid stopping right. Aquino shakes his head, said that didn't hurt me as much as you might have thought, Mr. Curry.
Curry's covering up defensively a little better right now than he has in some recent fights. Although, remember in the McCallum fight, he was winning that fight until he lost. This is not what Curry wants right now. Even though he's landing, I don't know that it's what he wants. Because Lupe Aquino's a very dangerous puncher. But I do think early in this fight, you can see that Aquino has now some respect for Curry's punching power.
But ironically, I think, Al, as you'll agree, if you do happen to get inside against Aquino, Curry might do well there.
That, in my opinion, that is the place for him to be if he's working. See, Aquino's punches are too wide to do too much damage right there. But on the outside, Lupe can wail away.
Lupe, a very personable Mexican native who lives in Southern California now. And that is where Donald Curry had one tune-up fight before coming in here. That was early in December. And he handled it very easily against Lopez. He stopped him in the 4th round.
Aquino was in the audience there out in California. He wasn't that impressed, but we'll see.
Well, Curry had to get the rust off, and he did. And a fairly uneventful first round, but Curry more aggressive than we thought. Curry raced across the ring to confront Lupe Aquino for this 2nd round after a good first round by Curry, but in terms of strategy, he didn't do what he told us he was going to do, and that was show a great deal of patience.
I think he found out early. Now, he's using the jab, Curry is, and that's important against Aquino. One thing he is doing that's wrong, I think, is trading left hooks with Aquino. One thing for him to throw left, but Lupe's got a real dangerous left hook. Lupe is off to a tentative start, but that's happened to him in the past. He's about the 3rd or 4th round, Lupe Aquino normally heats up.
That happened to him against Rossi, and he is falling further and further behind until he lost that 12-round decision and the championship here in October.
Remember all the problems Curry has had because of what I term his new style, working on the inside all the time with butts and clashes of heads. He won 2 fights against Tony Montgomery and Carlos Santos because of disqualification. They were blatant butts. Lupe Aquino, I doubt, would do that, but there can be accidental clashes of heads.
Good left hook thrown there by Curry. Again, the wildness of Aquino showing.
Shorter punching by Curry. He's able to land what he wants.
He's taking the direct route with his, and Aquino seems to be going the long way around. They're wide or they are wild principle.
So far, for what it's worth, this is the Lupe Aquino that fought Gianfranco Rossi, not the Lupe Aquino that beat Dwayne Thomas, that we saw be so effective against Dio Colome and others. He's not sharp right now. Doesn't mean he won't be, because, as I said, he can get going in the third, fourth, fifth rounds of fights. But Curry's doing what he needs to do now.
And Aquino, just 3 weeks shy of his 25th birthday. Donald Curry, who's been around since the heartbreak of missing out on the Olympic team of the cancellation of the Moscow Olympics by the U.S. back in 1980, is now 26 years of age. So there's still plenty of life left in both these fighters.
One dangerous thing that Curry's doing is not working on the inside. See? Then when he pulls out, he can be hit like that. He should be working with those uppercuts and left hooks like that, and then Aquino can't do anything. And Lupe almost took advantage of Curry pulling out, as McCallum did when Curry pulled out against him and got hit with that big left hook.
You would think after what happened to him at the hands of McCallum, he'd be lacking in confidence, but he told us his confidence is high and said this morning he hasn't felt this good coming into a bout for a long, long time.
Go back to the outside.
But he has got a skilled veteran against him in Lupe Aquino.
You know, Curry is safe on the inside normally there. I mean, that's where Lupe Aquino's not a devastating puncher.
Ideally, as we said before, not where Curry might be better off being, but certainly if he's in there, he could succeed on the inside.
He should jab his way in as he did there, though.
So this second round draws to a close.
Compact left hook. There's one off the head of Lupe Aquino on the inside. They told Curry to box a little bit and use the jab, but good hook by Curry, but he moves right in. This is the style of Donald Curry in the future, I think, whether he likes it or not. He's just an inside fighter, that's it. And he just got hit pulling out, and that right hand from Aquino may have stunned him a little bit.
Yes, it did.
It did. His legs are wobbly right now.
Yes, it did. Curry is in some kind of trouble now. Aquino is in hot pursuit here just in the third round.
Here's where
scheduled 12-rounder.
Here's where Curry needs to use his foot power, but he's not, and he's taking a beating from Aquino. He's in some trouble right now.
Wicked hooks with both hands as he comes in on Aquino. He's paying the price for it. So this has turned dramatically after Curry did a lot of controlling in the first couple of rounds successfully.
Well, boy, it's a kind of a replay for him right now, the McCallum fight. Tactically, he had things going in that fight, and he had things going here. But Lupe Aquino, the power, and I talked about how he heats up in the third or fourth round. Well, we're in the third, and he's starting to heat up.
He's the kind of guy that you could sort of get a false sense of confidence against. You go to sleep, just do your thing, and all of a sudden he explodes on you as he did here to start this round.
That's in a way what Curry does in fights, even the McCallum fight. He said to me afterwards, I really was hitting McCallum. I thought I had him going in trouble and could do what I wanted, and I got careless.
Good right by Curry there as he picks one through the defense of Lupe Aquino.
And that came off the jab. When Curry doesn't use the jab, he's going to be in trouble in a fight like this.
Well, halfway in the third round, he got himself in trouble in the early seconds of this one.
Lupe Aquino very anxious to get back to the United States. He's had his last 2 fights here in Europe, and he's hoping that he can win here. And if Rossi doesn't win in the other one, that he can fight for a title, maybe against Dwayne Thomas in the States. Got to get by Donald Curry first, though.
These are 2 American-based fighters, so fighting each other isn't as difficult as when you fight a European over here. That could be very tough, as Aquino found out against Rossi recently.
What neither of these boxers are doing right now is putting their punches together. Both can do it. There, combinations. See, when Curry punches in combinations, as when Aquino does when he's sharp, they're obviously much better. That's an obvious statement, but it really applies to these 2 fighters more than others.
Well, whether he's tired or what, Aquino did not sustain the pressure against Curry that might have brought him great results here in this round.
There's some blood from somebody. I don't know from whom. Something's dripping down Aquino's chest.
The heads have been close together as they've been in close much of this round. 30 seconds to go in it now. Curry has regained a lot of poise and confidence.
He has, and look what the jab has done for him toward the end of this round. Instead of just laying in there, he's jabbed and he's punched. Good uppercut by Curry, and that's an important weapon for him. He's got one of the best. Aquino switches southpaw.
Well, the Cobra, as he was called, and in view, Curry still shows good hand speed, but Aquino no slouch in terms of speed himself.
Well, this third round will be remembered because